Alrighty, welcome back to Doc's Autos. Today we are working on the 52 Chevy Styleline, but before that, a little word from our non-sponsors. If you have not subscribed yet, please consider hitting the subscribe button below. It helps YouTube know we've got great content over here, and also make sure you watch the video all the way to the end. Now, the YouTube gnomes look at the watch time and say, hey, somebody's watched these videos all the way through. This is good stuff. We're gonna put them out for your related videos. At the end of one video, you'll see the next one. Or other groupings and searches. So by going ahead and watching it all the way to the end, you help me get out to more people. Now, maybe car restoration isn't your bag of cats and you've stumbled upon us by mistake. Well, that's okay, it happens. But if you could do me the pleasure of at least watching through the video or putting it in another window on mute or something while you floss your ferret or polish your Panda, I don't care. Just give that a couple minutes extra view time here to help us grow our channel and our subscribers. So now we've gotten that out of the way, we've got the 52 Chevy here. We are gonna work on taking out the front and rear glass. Now, I've not done this before. I'll say that right away. I have no clue what I'm doing. I've seen it done, I've watched it. Hopefully I can do it because I need to do it on the 52. And you need to do it on the Challenger. So I've gone ahead and picked up the proper tools from the good old Amazons, and we're gonna go ahead, get the Chevy out of here, pull it up where we can actually work on it, and uncover it, and we'll get back to our next steps there. So hopefully you will stick around and watch this exciting crap show it's about to unfold. Stay tuned. So our fun part is we've got chrome trim around here, which from what I understand is embedded in the seal. So that's gonna make things a little challenging. Got to get our wipers off, of course. Yeah, this trim, a couple little screws here to grab, but I do believe the majority of this is embedded into the seal itself. Well, it's dry and cracked, so hopefully that'll help with getting it out. Rear window, very much the same. We've got trim here you can actually kind of see in our wonderful lighting that we don't have. That trim is embedded in the seal. So we have to take extra care when we're pulling that out that we don't go ahead and damage that trim, because that's probably going to be very difficult to find. Now the front glass I'm going to give a shot to first because A, this one here is cracked, and the other one over here has a couple of rock chips in it. And I don't know if those were there before or if those came when it came back down to the house a couple of years ago. Either way, at least one of these panes is getting replaced, probably both of them. The rear window is still intact and in good shape, so I don't know that I'm going to replace that unless I have to. Cut down expense. I mean, there's some little wear from stickers on the inside, but that kind of gives it some of its old character, much like this great patina on the roof here that we're going to paint over. So go ahead and grab my tools. It's raining outside, so I've got to do the mad dash between the shop here and the house to grab tools and maybe a tasty beverage, and we'll come back and try and get this windshield out. Alrighty, one other new thing for us, first time, maybe you've noticed in the bottom of your window here, you are able to view this in 4K. 4K, yeah. So, why? Because we can. Do we need to? Probably not. Will we always? Who knows? Maybe my old Mac won't be able to handle it, but we'll see. Also, we've got dueling GoPros. There we go. Multiple angles, don't need an OnlyFans account. There we go. Alrighty, we're back, and theory goes, use this tool here, sneak it in behind the gasket, try and cut the gasket, and then the windshield should fold out. So we're gonna go ahead and give that a shot. Who knows if it's gonna work, but let's find out. See if I can get in here at this little break. go. Who knows? Kind of seems promising. Did they? They made this for a wrong-handed person. It's only sharp on one side. It's annoying. Well, it looks to be looser. Actually, the gasket in here looks pretty bad. I'm gonna try and cut the gasket inside here and see how that helps. All that stuff. Well, that might work for me pretty well. Oh yeah, look at that. I like that. How about this trim? Yep, that is indefinitely embedded in that seal, so. Smart guy might have gloves on, but I'm not smart. See if I can slice down here. Well, what do you know? Poked myself. All right, we are back with Band-Aid brand Band-Aids in the horse trailer because I know myself. You know, still kind of troublesome that this area down here is tough with this trim and this catch for the windshield wiper. All right, let me go ahead and figure this side out. I'm almost there, but I want to make sure that I get it out here. Then I'll go over to the other side and I'll show you what I ended up doing. Alrighty, well, if you can hear me over the rain, we've started to get this thing picked out. Should be able to push up now. And it comes out. Look at that. Kind of. There's our gasket. There's our trim in the gasket, as I thought. But at least now we can get this broken piece of glass out. Broken, but still in one piece. Gotta love safety glass. So now, if memory serves me, this seal is one big piece. So, you know, I might just call the guy to have this put back in. Oh, gives us a little insight up here. A little rust along here. A lot of this just kind of looks like surface rust that I can clean up. I don't see anything in the valley here that's rusted through, so that's pretty cool in my mind. I'm still not sure how this trim piece comes off. If you've got a clue, go ahead and comment below because I could use some assistance on that. So now that we know how it comes out, let's go over to the other side here and crank away. All right, Darren, thanks for leaving this here from your Challenger project. It's gonna get some good use here. Basically, the name of the game is slice the gasket. I know, never supposed to cut towards yourself, but oh yeah, look at that. Hey, there we go, there's the other piece. This one actually didn't crack. Well, I guess it kind of did, but it was already broken somewhere. Yeah, it was already broken here, so oh well. There we go. Yeah. I'll catalog that over there somewhere. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and get this whole area cleaned out here. This sill. I don't see anything terribly concerning here for rust, so that's pretty important. I know a lot of people will cut out the center support and put a one-piece window in from what, old Olds, I think. But I'm gonna go ahead, assuming I can find the replacement, and put in the 2 panes of glass, because if you remember, this had the little windscreen or visor over the top, and there was a bracket that supported it right here. So I'd like to keep that if possible. We'll just see. So as I was saying, if you look in here, you don't see any through rust. See even still some of the old adhesive in here, and it's pliable and it's sticking to my fingers. So that's pretty great. Yeah, this is just some surface rust down here. I don't see anything that goes all the way through that I'm going to be concerned about, especially for structural integrity. And the other side's the same way on the passenger side. So we're going to go ahead and get this cleaned up, like I said, and work on the rear glass. And hopefully, now that we know the front glass comes out, since it was already cracked, we didn't care, we can get the rear glass out without any mishaps and cracking of that, because I'm sure that probably is not cheap either. Hopefully when we come back, it won't be raining and you can hear me better. So until then. Alrighty folks, we're back. The weather is much nicer, except now it's warm in here again. It's sunny and 80, but it's about 85 in here. No fun. But we have gone ahead and gotten those front window pieces out, like I've said. And you saw in the rain, but hitting the areas here with the wire wheel, I don't really see any rust. You can see your passenger side, that looks darn near perfect up there. Still haven't gotten down here in this channel, haven't gotten this off, but I don't see any rust down here. And if we go over to the driver's side, I don't really see anything of concern either. There's a little punch up there for some reason. But up here looks great too. More sticky stuff everywhere on my shirt. And around here, looks great. Just a little bit of surface crusties down here, which we'll clean up. But I don't see anything structurally that I should be concerned about, which is pretty cool. So I know we had water getting in either here or in this seal, probably both, and it ran down in here, deteriorated all this, hole in the floorboards, floor pans, so we replaced those. Got to get up this door sill. I know there's some rust under there, but we'll work through it. So for now, I'm gonna come around to the back side. We're gonna focus on getting this guy out of here without breaking it, hopefully. Yeah. So again, we've got this gasket. We're going to slice this from the inside, I think. We have gone ahead and taken off all of our trim in here. So here's our rubber gasket. We'll go and slice that and just see if we can't pull it out. Now, if I look in the side of here, this, I think, is where the mice had been coming in for years, along the frame here, or along the roof line and the gap in of the trunk. So it looks like there's plenty of room for little critters to come in. So when we put this thing back together, we're gonna make sure and close that off. If not with some sort of sealant or goopy, expandy foam stuff, at least some sort of wire mesh to still allow some ventilation through, but keep the critters out of there. Because the last thing I want to do is put time and effort into restoring this thing only to have mice eat the damn thing again. So let's go ahead and try and pull this thing out. A little bit of slicey dicey, and hopefully it comes out. Well, hey, wouldn't you know, I hit record on one camera, but not the other. I thought I had it both, but the one with the microphone didn't have the video. So, the important thing is, let me turn you around here, I'm kind of irritated. We got the window out. No problem at all. We just cut around here, both inside and outside, and the glass just pretty much popped out. So, we're good to go there. Go ahead and get this cleaned up as well. And I don't see, again, any signs of rust that is detrimental to anything. A little bit of surface stuff. Yep, just a little bit of surface rust in the corners here, but nothing that's going to cause any issues anywhere. So we've got our trunk seal to pull off here, which they just put on a couple years ago, but I'm not going to be able to reuse that. So such is life. Anyways, our next step is going to be to finish getting all these window sills cleaned out. And the last bit of chrome off the car, I've got this piece of bumper left, license plates, and just a couple other miscellaneous things. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. And then we're gonna work on, I think, the rest of the body work on this thing. Alrighty, so as I was saying, our plan of attack is to finish getting the rest of the stuff off of here. License plate, bumper that's got a rusted on bolt, I've got to turn into a liquid. This plate here is dented, so that's got to come off and get straightened out. And then just a handful of body work topics here and there. Dents, multiple little dings and scuffs and scratches. This side's not too bad except for the rust down here. I'll have to cut and plate that in. The front floorboards we did a couple years ago. Dent in here, another crease in here to pull out, dent. This front end here needs to be banged back down as well. The other bumper is not too bad, a little mark down here. This area up here I've already kind of gone over, but pretty straight all in all. So you get back here to this corner, this is rusted out under here again. And then our rust here. And it looks like it ran through and sliced, almost like it tore it. So I'm gonna have to figure out, I don't really want to get an entire quarter for this because that's kind of a lot of money for just this little bit of material. So I'll have to dig around and see how I can do that best because this area is pretty well rusted through and nothing I can do to patch or weld in what's already here and have it look like it should. That's pretty much going to be a tear out and redo. This area here is rusted through a little bit. And then of course, like I said, this big area back here is going to be cut out. So not sure the best way to go about that yet. We'll find out. And with a handful of other things to do while I'm at it as well, to get ready for sandblasting everything down and priming because, well, stuff out here doesn't do too well in the heat and the humidity, including me. So we did go ahead and find, if you were watching early on, our correct color. So we're gonna go ahead, and this is just out of a rattle can, but we are gonna go ahead and do a couple coats of base and clear. So that's gonna look nice and shiny when it's done. And we can start putting it back together, but that's quite a ways off yet. But for now, I'm gonna run because it's still warm. It's almost 90 out here. So I'm not too fond of the heat. So until the next time, just keep on doing what you're doing, enjoying what makes you happy, I guess. And don't forget to like and subscribe, share this with your friends or your enemies, one of the two. We are over on Instagram and Facebook. You'll see content posted there before it ever comes here on YouTube. And I guess we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks, bye-bye.